Welcome back to a new video. Today we're going to be going over the advanced difficulty level of our ratios, rates, and proportion skill. If you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments throughout this video. Make sure to subscribe and let's get started. So this first question is trying to find which basketball player has the greatest assist to turnover ratio. So we're just going to find the assists for each basketball player and divide them by our turnovers, and then the greatest value is going to be our answer. So we're going to set up each ratio like this. We have 246 over 90, 93 over 32, 135 over 38, and lastly 252 over 82. We're going to be putting these into our calculator, finding the decimal values for each of these fractions. Let's go ahead and do that. As we can see in front of us, the largest ratio was 135 over 38 with a decimal value of 3.55. So the player with the greatest assist to turnover ratio was player C. Answer choice C is correct. Moving to our next question, Liam can type faster than any of his classmates. He took a test that showed he can type 700 words in 5 minutes. At this rate, how long does Liam need to type a 20-page paper with 250 words on each page? So our first step here is that we need to convert our rate here, 700 words in 5 minutes, into a unit rate in which the denominator is 1. How do we get this denominator 1? We just divide both numerator and denominator by 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. 700 divided by 5 is 140. So now we know he can type 140 words in 1 minute, which now we can set up a proportion with how many words we have here to find the number of minutes, which will be represented by x. How many words will there be on a 20-page paper with 250 words on each page? We need to first multiply 250 by 20. 250 times 20 is 5,000. So our numerator of that other fraction is going to be 5,000 over x. We're solving for that x value. How we solve the proportion, we first do butterfly multiplication. 140x equals 5,000, and then we go ahead and divide 5,000 by 140 to find our answer. Our answer is 35.7, and as the question said, we need to round to the nearest whole minute. 0.7 is going to round up 35 to 36, so 36 is our answer. On to question number 3 here. In this given equation, k is a constant. If we multiply x by 1/2, how would the value of y change? So the easiest way to solve a question like this is to substitute real values in as x and do as described to see what happens to our answer. So let's say that our first x value was just equal to 4. We would substitute it in. Y equals 4 over k. So let's say k is a constant. So let's just make k equal to 2. So when x equals 4 and k equals 2, y equals 2. Now we're seeing here x is being multiplied by 1/2. So x is no longer 4, x is now equal to 2, and k stays the same. K is constant. K equals 2. Now let's substitute this in. We are now left with y equals 2 over 2, or y equals 1. The big thing here is that we are noticing the change. What happens to y2, y equaling 2, to get it equal to y equals 1? Let's see. The value of y will be multiplied by 1 over 2k. We know that k is equal to 2. So we just 1 over 4. The value of y did not get multiplied by 1 over 4. The value of y would be multiplied by 1/2. That seems to be consistent with our results here. The value of y would not change. The value of y would be multiplied by 2. We can see, given each of these answers, that the answer choice B is the correct one. So this question may look hard, but we need to remember, whenever we have variables, we can just replace them with real numbers that satisfy the equation, as we did here by setting one value equal to x, one value equal to k. Moving to our last question here. One travel association claims that each household saves an average of $1,148 in taxes because of the tax revenue generated by leisure and business travel. Suppose that there is a ratio of $9 to $19 between tax revenue generated by business and by leisure travel. How many dollars would the average U.S. household save in taxes because of the tax revenue generated by business travel? So we know that 1,148 is tax revenue generated by both leisure and business travel. And the numerator of this ratio, 9 represents the business travel, and 19 represents our leisure travel. So to go from the total amount, business and leisure travel, to just getting to a value generated by business travel, we need to take our business travel tax revenue and then put it over the total amount. The total amount is not 19, it's 9 plus 19. So now our new ratio is 9 over 28. 9 plus 19 is 28. Now we have a ratio representing tax revenue generated by business travel and total tax revenue, which we can now multiply by 1,148 to find our answer. Once we do that multiplication, we get the answer of $369. So that is the amount of dollars that the average U.S. household would save in taxes. So 369 is our final answer here. That is all for this video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown of each of these advanced difficulty level questions. Once again, if you have any questions, make sure to leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so that we can reach 10,000 subscribers, and have a fantastic day. Goodbye.